Welcome to this brand new series, DP 900. These are some of the very latest questions. The older part is also valid. There is a older playlist, but you can also refer these if you want refreshed question list. This channel is all about helping you with certifications, cloud certifications, Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud. We have 1,000 plus videos and uh, various contents, various certification, entry, intermediate, advanced. So if you have not yet subscribed, this is your opportunity to do so. Let us look at this question. A key value data store is optimized for what? First, try to understand what is a key value data store. If you are not from a NoSQL background, then you may not know this. Normally, people only know SQL. The key value data store is a type of NoSQL database that stores data as collection. It can be something like MongoDB, Cassandra. So, key value stores are optimized for enforcing constraints like foreign key, unique constraint, or you want to do a simple lookup, you can do that. You want to use it to join tables, you can do that. Okay. So in this case, it is primarily optimized for simple lookup. This next one, you have a SQL query that combines customer data and order data. So you have a customer table, cust, and you have an order table. So you are writing a query to combine these two data sets. Okay? And you have calculated columns. You are trying to create calculated columns. So you need to create a database object which allows other users to rerun the same query. You have written this query, but what if someone else wants to use it? Will you again and again tell them that you write your own query or copy paste my query? So you will put that query in a view and share the view so that others can use. See, index, we all know it is to improve performance of your filter condition. Okay, and scalar function, it returns single value. You can use a scalar function within a query, but it would not encapsulate the complex query which has joins and columns, calculated columns. And table is not required. See, you already are accessing two tables. Would you create one more table? And what is the problem with table? Will it work? It will work. Others can use that table, but you will have to constantly refresh that table. So the data will be stale for some time if you don't refresh frequently, and it will occupy storage space. So view is a logical entity. It does not occupy storage. So we all know view does not store data. Tables store data. So view would be our answer. So which one of these is a DML? Example of DML, data manipulation. DMLs are like uh, insert, update, delete. You can fire a update query and manipulate the existing data. So that's why it is called manipulation. You can delete the existing data or you can insert new data. So insert would be our answer. See, revoke is a DCL and disable trigger will not be considered as DML, and grant is a DCL again. You use it to grant permission to users and roles. Hence, C is our answer. In the certification exam, you will get such questions also. Like it looks like one question, but there are actually three questions here. So, PaaS database offering in Azure um, requires less setup and configuration effort compared to infrastructure as a service. Yes, it requires a less setup because a lot of thing is managed by Azure, so you are hands-free there. PaaS database offering provides end users to with the ability to control and update operating system version. So you don't get that level of access. PaaS will not give you that access. Infrastructure as a service gives you that access. You can decide which operating system you want your database to be hosted on. All relational and non-relational platforms as a service, database offerings in Azure can be paused to reduce cost. If you see this explanation, you will see this piece I have mentioned here. See, past data offerings, some of them have this resume feature, but not all. So Azure database for MySQL and Postgres, they have start stop functionality. This stops the compute, but you will still pay for storage. But Cosmos DB does not offer pause or resume in the same way. So the answer would be no in this case because all products of Azure are not providing this feature. Some provides, Cosmos DB does not provide. So we will go with no as an answer. So you need to create a storage account and data in the account must replicate outside the Azure region. So you have this region one, the data is here. It should be able to replicate in region two automatically. So you have to suggest two types of replication for the storage account that you can use for this one. See, if you have region, so you cannot use zone redundant and you cannot use locally redundant because zone is still same region, different zone, and locally redundant is definitely same region. So these two are straight away off because we have to replicate in other region. So this is the explanation. We can go through this. So basically, we are telling the key requirement is you want to replicate outside Azure region automatically. And if you use zone like ZRS, it replicates across three AZs within same region. If you use RAGRS, you can do a secondary region hundreds of miles away. You can replicate that. So this is our answer. If you do LRS, it replicates data three times within same data center in the same region. So it is low cost but does not protect against data center or regional outage. So this will not work. Yeah. D works because we talk about geo redundant storage, GRS. It replicates data synchronously to secondary region. So it gives you durability of data. The key difference with GRS, you see this GRS and this guy is that you do not have read access to secondary region unless Microsoft initiates a failover. Okay. Irrespective, it still meets your requirement of replicating outside the region. So this would be our answer. A relational database is appropriate for scenarios that involve high volume of what? High volume of relationship changes or geo spread rights or transaction. See, relational is about transaction rights. If I want analytical rights, I will use a data warehouse. But if I want relational rights, I will use uh, like a relational. I mean, I want transactional rights. I will use relational database. But let me explain. See, relational database, it has a feature like a car has four types. Similarly, relational database, it is structured, very highly structured. It has tables, it has rows, columns, and you can use SQL only for querying. Now, changes to relationship between entities. Relational database are suited for managing complex relationships. Can we do it or not? Yes, we can do it. Uh, but if I compare all of these transactional rights, this is highly optimized. Why? Because we have very high degree of asset compliance. This is crucial for data consistency, reliability for financial transactions. That is why transactional rights would be our answer in this case. So now in this question, we need to match. Left hand side, there are analytic types. Right hand side, these are your scenarios. So if you want to know why did sales increase last month, so you are trying to do diagnosis. That is why this would be diagnostic. If you want to know how do I allocate my budget to buy different inventory items, this is descriptive. And which people are mentioned in company's business documents, this is prescriptive. Is this correct? This is wrong. I'm pretty sure you must have felt what's going on, why we are giving wrong answers. This is wrong. So let me show you what is the right one. Just refer this section. This is what is the right answer. Why did sales increase last month? Definitely, you're trying to do a diagnosis. Like you have fever, and the doctor is trying to take your X-rays, uh, blood tests, and so on. So they are trying to diagnose. If you say, how do I allocate my budget? This is prescriptive. Because we're trying to prescribe, okay, you put $10 or $1,000 here, $10,000 here, $1 million there. Which people are mentioned in company's business document? This is cognitive. They need to go through it and understand, okay, which people. They need to go through the document and see, okay, are these names people names or these are place names? So it requires some cognitive intelligence. That's why this is the answer. See, you have this data model, okay? You have this data model, customer, product, sales, salesperson, warehouse. This data model is in which format? See, this is star schema, right? It is very evident. This is star. This is star schema. Like it is in the star shape. This is star schema. One guy is linked to so many other guys. And customer is what? Customer in this case, customer is this table. This table is a fact, a dimension. See, it's obvious. This guy is the fact because sales ID, customer ID is all linked. Customer is a dimension table. You can read this, but dimension tables, they provide context and descriptive information about the facts in the table. That means if I want to know this customer ID here in sales, what is the description, what is the customer name, etc. I can go here in customer table and check. So this is our final answer. So now next one, MPP engine of Synapse. It does what? Does it distribute processing across nodes, compute nodes? Yes, it distributes. That is why it is so efficient and gives you very high performance for high data loads. It does that. Why? You read this. So MPP architecture, it is all about sharing the load in a distributed manner. So other options are incorrect because see, if we say we distribute across control nodes, the control nodes manage query execution and coordinate the compute nodes, but they don't perform actual data processing. So actual data processing who is doing? Compute node is doing. So we should use compute node as our answer. Similarly, redirecting client connections across compute or control nodes. See, client connections are handled by control node, not compute node. Control node will then distribute to compute nodes. The client doesn't directly connect to compute nodes. That is why that option is also wrong. You got it? So redirecting client connections will not work in this case. This MPP engine of Azure primarily distributes the loads across compute nodes. This is the right answer. You know, which object is associated with a table that sorts and stores the data rows in the tables? It will, you have a table and you have data, it will sort and store. So it will sort and store it properly based on their key values. So in this case, 145 is the key value. Which object? The answer is clustered index will help you do that. Why not a file table? See, cluster index, first of all, it physically sorts and stores the data rows. And there can be only one clustered index per table. There cannot be multiple. Okay. And file table, it is special type of table that stores file data in the file system but presents them as rows. So you can integrate with your database, but it will not directly sort the table rows. So that's why it will not work. Foreign key has a different feature. It is used to reference two tables. So this is purely having a different purpose. And stored procedure is a pre-compiled list of SQL statements. If you have a big logic, which you cannot do it through a SQL, you put that logic, put some for loop, put some SQL queries, and iterate. So that is stored procedure, not effective here. So the correct answer here is clustered index. It is the only option that directly affects how data rows are physically stored and sorted within a table. Now, this question is telling you, asking descriptive analytics, what does it tell you? What does it tell you? In this, if you see what occurred in the past, you described. See, when we say what will happen in future, that is predictive. You're trying to predict your future. Okay. Which actions you can perform to affect out. This is prescriptive. You're prescribing, like I'll study 10 hours a day to score good marks and so on. This is prescriptive. And so you can pause this portion and read it. If you want to know why something occurred in the past, that is diagnostic. So again, we got a question where it is actually three questions. So normalization involves eliminating relationships between tables. So you have these tables and they have primary foreign relations. You are telling eliminate this first. That is called normalization. Is this true or false? This is false. You cannot. Normalization is you are trying to create relationships, not eliminate. So this is false. No. Normalizing a database reduces data redundancy. Yes, when you normalize, no, you are actually trying to remove duplication. Redundancy means you are trying to remove duplicates. Normalization improves data integrity. Yes, you are having primary key, foreign key relationships. So that is like a parent and a child relationship. So a child cannot exist if the parent does not exist. That is how it maintains data integrity. Like if you don't have the order number, so how would you have the order details? Order details and order number are very tightly integrated. For one order, there can be five. You bought five items in the store. You bought bonbon biscuit, Bonvita chocolates, and etc. So one order will have five items. Those are order details. But you cannot say, okay, I don't have the order. Parent order is the parent, but I just have these five order details. No, that will not be allowed. That is how integrity of data is maintained. You can pause this portion if you want to understand the detailed explanation. So this would be our answer. So this brings us to the end of part one. These are all latest refresh questions from December 2024. There is also one more playlist around this. Those questions are still valid if you clear your concepts, so you can practice that as well. This channel is all about helping you with AWS, Azure Cloud, and Google Cloud certifications, amateur, intermediate, and advanced certification. There are 1,000+ videos on this channel. Please subscribe, become a member, Cloud Kernel or Cloud Ninja member. You can join the channel and become a member for a very small premium and gain access to lot more content which will help you with practicing for your certifications.